Welcome back to Mrs. Steiner Reads. I'm Mrs. Steiner, and it's time for another great episode. Now, Mrs. Steiner looks a little different today, doesn't she? Yeah, I'm wearing my mask because it's a good, safe time for all of us to wear our masks. But truthfully, I'm in the library today all by myself. Nobody's here. So it's safe for me to take off my mask because it's just me and you. And you're kind of on the other side of the camera, so it's good and safe. Now this year, as we go back to school and we have our back to school extravaganza, just like last year, it's kind of different because this year, some of us are going in person to school and we're going to wear our masks. And then some of you might not even be going to school in real life. You might just be going virtually. So today I want to talk a little bit about that because so many kids have told me they're kind of worried about going back to school because we have to wear masks. And it's been so long since we've been to school that kind of everybody's not used to it anymore. And everybody's just kind of a little bit worried. Don't tell anybody this because this is a super big secret. But I'm a little bit worried myself. Even teachers are a little bit worried as we start back to school because it is going to be different. And there's so many, well, what if this happens? Or what if that happens? Or what if this happens? And you think of a million different things that could happen. And it makes you worry, doesn't it? So today, I'm not going to share just one book with you. I'm going to show you several books today that talk about worry and what it makes us feel like when we worry. And our tummies get kind of funny, don't they? And maybe you get a lump in your throat and you kind of have a little bit of trouble breathing. And so today, I want to talk to you about worry. Now, I got some great books to share with you today. I've got this one called Wimberly Worried. Have y'all read this one? Now, this one is by Kevin Hinckus, and we read a book in Mrs. Steiner Reads by Kevin Hinckus. We read Lily's Purple Plastic Purse. Well, in this one, Wimberly is the little mouse's name, and she worries. She worries all the time. See how I have my little note there? That's kind of so I know which page I want to show you, okay? That's what those notes are. But poor Wimberly, she worries all the time. At the beginning, it says, Wimberly worried about everything. Big things, little things, things in between. Wimberly worried in the morning, she worried at night, and she worried throughout the day. And on this one page, by the time the first day arrived of school, Wimberly had a long list of worries. What if no one else has spots? What if no one else wears stripes? What if no one else brings a doll? What if the teacher is mean? What if the room smells bad? What if they make fun of my name? What if I can't find the bathroom? What if I hate the snack? What if I have to cry? Wimberly has all these worries. Don't worry, said her mother. Don't worry, said her father. But Wimberly worried. She worried and worried and worried. She worried all the way there. So all she does in this book is worry. But I got a little spoiler alert. Guess what happens in the end? Everything turns out okay. She ends up liking school a lot, and she ends up finding friends. And Wimberly turns and smiles at the end, and she says, the teacher says, come back tomorrow. And Wimberly says, I will, she said. Don't worry. So do you see what happened there? She worried and worried and worried. And then everything turned out okay. And then at the end, she was the one saying, don't worry. Now I have another one I want to show you, and it's called Something Might Happen. And it's kind of the same. Now this one is by Helen Lester. Oh, I love Helen Lester books. We've read a Helen Lester book. Do you remember the penguin books? Taggy the Penguin? He's hilarious. And this is by the same author, Helen Lester, and the same illustrator, Lynn Munsinger. And so when you find the tacky books in the easy readers, in LES for Lester, you might find this one too. Something might happen. Well, he's worried. He's worried that something might happen. Like he might get bopped with a drumstick or sucked up in a trombone. Or a marshmallow might get stuck on his shirt. He might get backed into by another lemur with a marshmallow stuck on his pants and backed into another lemur with a marshmallow stuck on her hair bow. Twitchley shivered and his voice trailed off, so the lemurs left until another day. He just worries and worries. So all of this worry on every page, he's worried that his funny hat might fall off, or it might go over his eyes, or he might trip on a pile of confetti. He might get buried, and then baboons might show up. He is so worried. But what do you think happens at the end? Can you guess? Well, everything turns out fine. He even ends up saving the day. And at the end, everything turns out fine. All of that worry he did, it was all fine. Are you sensing a pattern here, guys and girls? Are you sensing a pattern that everything's okay? Now, have you guys read this one? If you are in my school, we actually read this book this year for the Arkansas Diamond Awards. And this one is called There Might Be Lobsters. And it's very, very cute. It's about a dog, and you know I love dogs. And this dog, he doesn't want to go to the beach because there might be lobsters, and he's scared of lobsters and all of these things. Oh my goodness, he worries about all of these things because Suki was just a small dog, and the beach ball was big and beachy, and it might hit her nose, and then it would pop, and it might be too loud. All these things that we worry about that might happen usually don't. Because guess what? She didn't get bopped on the head. And then she worries that their waves are too big, and they're big and whooshy, and they're salty, and they were too wet, and they might toss her out to the middle of the sea, and she might float all the way to Tasmania or even Florida, and she might be swallowed by a whale, and she wasn't wearing a bathing suit, and besides, there might be lobsters. Now, we've already talked about a couple of books. Can you guess how the story ends? Well, let me tell you. At the end, she's sitting on the beach that was too beachy, and that was too sandy, and that was too wavy. And guess what? There weren't any lobsters. So all that time she worried, and nothing happened. So what I'm here to tell you today, guys and girls, is we're going back to school. And that is the best news that I have heard in a long time, because I have missed my guys and girls. I've missed seeing you guys in real life. And I can't wait to go back to school. And maybe we're a little worried. What if? I'll tell you what if. What if we all have a really good attitude? What if we all try to make a new friend on the first day? What if we all have the best year ever? That's what I'm going to focus on. I'm not going to worry about any of those things that could happen, because chances are they won't. So, as you start your school year, I want you to remember what I always say. On the first day and every day after that, I want you to have a good day and be a good friend and make good choices. Now this year, at least this year, I have to add, wear your mask, okay? And I also have to add, if you're an online kid, don't forget to log in every day. Okay, so do your best this year. Have a good day, be a good friend, make good choices, and have a great school year. Also, don't forget to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter and leave me lots and lots of comments about the amazing things that happened to you with your good attitude on the very first day of school. So wear your mask, guys and girls, and I promise that I'll read you a book very, very soon. Don't worry.